Who's ever heard of a 2-hour panel? Someone's gonna need to get me a
closing
coffee.
ceremony starts at 5, though, so let's end it at 5.
5's good?
Okay.
5 work for you guys?
Executive decision.
All right, cool. All right, that was exciting. Why don't you choke it on up, man?
Yeah. Okay, who was next? I lost you.
It's Pt.5.
You got this one. You got this one?
Thank you so much. Does anyone want coffee?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay, my question was for Ian, but he just left, so let's give it to you guys instead. Alright, besides voice acting, have you done any other things in anime beyond, like maybe in production, directing, or anything like that?
Steve, do you direct?
No, I don't direct, but I used to write. I was one of the main writers for Digimon for 2 seasons, season 3 and season 4. I wrote most of Trigun, Battle Athletes, a bunch of shows. I used to write a lot, and I don't do it anymore because it would take me 40 hours to write a 22-minute script because I was really anal and stupid. Yeah, but I don't have time to do that anymore. I kind of liked it, though. It was fun.
Kyle, you're a man of many hats.
No. The only writing I've done is like one little 10-minute segment on the first Budokai game. And I quickly decided that it's way too tedious. So hats off to the people that do the writing. It's nice that you can sit there in your underwear at 4 a.m. and sit there and match the timing of the flaps and take the rough translation and make it into conversational English and all that stuff. But yeah, it's very, very tedious. On average, at a good break, you might be able to get a minute of screen time in an hour, maybe. And think about that, times 22 minutes of your average episode and all that. So writing's not for me. I've never had the chance to direct. I think it would be fascinating and obviously very, very cool to be the orchestrator and watch every actor come in and do their thing. But I've not had that opportunity yet. So I've just only been on my one side of the mic, which I love. I treasure it. I love getting to do the voice acting thing.
So you don't record in your underwear?
I do record in my underwear at home for auditions.
Yes, because that's the only way I record.
Yeah.
In your underwear.
I don't know if this counts or not, but in the world of anime, when I was living in Dallas, I was Chris Sabat's personal masseuse. I don't know if that,
Said I was.
The happy endings were brutal, but I don't know, does that count? Does anyone know who Chris Sabat is?
Yes.
Come on, you know who Chris Sabat is. No, you guys know Chris Sabat. He is Dragon Ball Z. He is. Brought to you by Chris Sabat.
He's young.
What about you?
What about me?
What other stuff in anime? You like wear another hat? Do you?
Well, right now, I just got started in February. I just started voice acting, so I just do voice acting right now. But I would love to direct someday. But
Yeah, but isn't that cool that she just started in February and she's got a show on Cartoon Network already? Isn't that awesome?
it's pretty awesome. When I found out, actually, I was on my couch and I was just scrolling through Facebook and they were like, Akami got killed on Toonami, August 8th. And I threw my phone up and like freaked out and I was like, are you serious? And actually my boss told me it was gonna be one of the biggest shows that Sentai's ever had, and that's all she told me. And then I called her the next day and I said, really? You were gonna make the announcement on Facebook? And she said, well, I couldn't tell you yet. And I was like, well, I almost had like a heart attack. Like I literally almost had a heart attack. Like it just said, Akami got killed on Toonami, August 8th. And now Steve Bloom announces my show every Saturday night. And how cool is that? You're a huge fan of, Steve Bloom, and now he announces my show every Saturday night. It's crazy. So, yeah, okay, I'm done ranting.
Sorry, I was thinking about Steve Bloom.
Wait, taking a
Steve
nap?
Bloom recording in his underwear.
Is there a situation besides voice acting, like in the public, grocery store, post office, wherever, that people recognize your voice? And, how did that happen?
Well, I got pulled over for speeding, and the cop recognized my voice, which is super weird. Yeah. And then, of course, he has his big fancy cop computer and my driver's license, so then you guys he Googled it or something, I don't know. He totally freaked out. It was awesome. Still gave me a ticket, son of a bitch. No, actually, he let me off. He let me off. But he was like, really? He goes, man, I love how psycho that guy is, man, it's great. I'm just staring at his gun and his baton and his mace and going, that's awesome.
I was in an airport a couple of weeks ago, and I don't even remember what airport it was, but I was sitting there hiding in a corner trying to eat a really crappy sandwich, and this kid comes over to me and he's dressed in some food service outfit. He worked there at the airport in the major food service area. And he goes, excuse me, are you Steve Bloom? And I said, yeah. And he goes, oh, dude, man, I'm such a big fan. He goes through this whole fan thing. He tells me all the shows he was into. It was lovely. You know, I thought it was really sweet. And I went back to eating my sandwich and I thought, okay, this isn't going to happen again. He brings over like 10 of his friends. It became a thing. And I had to go and escape into the bathroom just to
eat your sandwich.
To eat my sandwich. It's very unsanitary. I don't recommend eating a sandwich in an airport bathroom. It doesn't happen that often, but every once in a while you see a head snap as you're standing in line at the grocery store, and I know you from somewhere. You're
That is such a sad image. Imagining you eating a sandwich like on a toilet in the toilet stall, just like
in the stall with my luggage. Yeah,
Subway, eat fresh.
Yeah. I've been at IHOP once, late at night with a friend, and there was like almost nobody there. And there was a couple dudes at the table next to us, and when we got up and left, this guy goes, I'm sorry, I don't mean to bother you, but are you Kyle Hebert? I said, yeah, how'd you know? And they said, I just heard your voice, I recognized it. I watch it on Toonami all the time. It's like, oh, you haven't seen me at conventions or anything? You didn't recognize me visually? It's like, no, I just heard your voice, I just knew it. That's Gohan, that's, whatever. It's like, that's weird. We kind of enjoy that anonymity, visually, unless you go to cons all the time and see us or see us on the program guide. You're walking down the street, very rarely, it's certainly not a policeman pulling you over. It's like, I'm totally gonna write you a ticket. Like, no, wait, I'm gonna let you off because I know you. Like, if we could just pull that everywhere, like TSA at the airport, taxi, something like that. Restaurant, it's like, oh, we can cut your bill in half. That would be nice.
How about this one? Are you Kyle Hebert? Well, yes I am. You've just been served.
Yeah, get the affidavits,
Oh.
court summons, all that fun stuff, yeah.
Sorry. Have you ever come up with a voice for like an audition or like a show and then like regretted getting that voice for that character because like it strains you or something, like, oh, I should have like done something different, like it's this character specifically like really hard or something like that? Have you ever regretted something like that?
Seems like, oh yeah.
I do a lot of creature voices and soldier voices for video games, that kind of thing. So every time I read for a video game where it's like, incoming! I know I'm gonna book it and I know I'm gonna have to do it for like 4 hours straight. And so it's not that I regret getting to work, but I know it's gonna hurt. So that's pretty much the only regret. And I know better. I know if I'm gonna do that, then I have a pretty good chance of getting somewhere in the mix, especially if they have to hire like, 50, 60 guys to do it, because it's a big game. I have a pretty good feeling I'm gonna be in there.
You want it to be authentic, so you go, oh, what would Steve Bloom do if a grenade was flying out? And you'd scream incoming, because you're an actor, and then you go, oh wait, I have to do that 50 times.
Yes, 50 times.
Right, because you don't want to go, well, I'm gonna choose this voice because I know I have to do it 50 times.
Right.
You don't do that. You go, you just give it whatever you got, and then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Got it. Pretty days.
No.
No, not really for me.
In public, have you ever used your voice for just messing with people or having fun?
I mess with people all the time. I mean, they don't know who I am, but I mess with people all the time. I just like making goofy sounds and like goofy noises. And my mom used to tell me, Christina, you need to just stop doing that or else you're never gonna get a real job, And
Your face will stay that way.
Whenever I was little, like I was just really goofy as a kid, and you know, my mom would just look at me like, stop being so goofy. And now, joke's on you, Mom, I get paid to make funny voices in booths, so boom, I walk away.
I literally did Goofy. I would go to Disneyland and I'd follow the characters dressed up, and I would follow Goofy around. And I'd be behind him because they have no peripheral vision in those costumes. And Orange, you look good from behind. And it was worse than little kids slugging them in the nuts. They hated that. They can't stand it when people do that. So I love doing that. Every time I do up Disneyland, I hunt Goofy down and I stalk him.
That's funny.
Speed!
I do that a lot.
I got a comment. I had a comment for you in the middle right there, Kyle. I didn't recognize you at first.
Who?
In the middle right there, green. George Clooney looking. Yeah, I didn't recognize you. I did not recognize your face.
Your checks in the
I thought it was
mail.
George Clooney. At first, I thought it was George Clooney. That's all I want to say. You need to do it great. You need to be George Clooney.
What'd you say?
You need to be George Clooney. You look like George Clooney.
I keep telling him that he needs to beat it so I can be him, but he don't listen to me.
Damn. Him all the way. Doctor, he said patient. Nurse, get over here. Now, help me.
You're my new favorite dude. Thank you very much.
Hi. I was just wondering, because I was talking to Steve Limmer yesterday, and he was telling me about one of my favorite shows he hasn't actually watched. So I was actually wondering, out of all the animes that you have done and TV shows and such, what was actually one that you actually watched and you fell in love with? It really touched you.
For all of us?
Yes, all of you.
Fruits basket.
FMA.